Governor Neil Abercrombie might be backing down on a push to raise height limits in Kaka'ako. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Paula Akana. The idea raised Cain when it was first proposed more than a year ago. KITV4's Catherine Cruz has tonight's top story.
Well, Paula, a tentative plan on the table would allow up to 3 high-rises of up to 700 feet in the Kaka'ako area. A state project, 690 Pohukaina, was the first tower that the governor suggested be allowed to exceed the current 400-foot limit.
The possibilities for 690 Pohukaina initially looked like this. It was back in December of 2012. Developer Forest City touted the tallest tower in the state or possibly 2 smaller ones. Now the governor says he's not focused on pushing those height limits.
The height is less an interest to me than the capacity to build the rentals. I'm happy to go along with whatever the development board, HCDA, wants to do in terms of providing those rentals. If it's a lower height or more buildings, that's fine with me.
Abercrombie says his priority is for housing, not height.
The height issue is strictly from the point of view, how can we get the most rentals out of it? I'm aiming for at least 800 rentals.
690 Pohukaina, which will rise up next to Mother Waldron Park, is supposed to provide a mix of affordable and market rentals.
The only reason that you think about going higher at all is to provide the kind of financing that allow us to do that. And so if the legislature will help us with building up our trust funds, our housing trust funds, if we can get the support necessary to get an understanding that building housing for the working middle class is something that we need, then I think we'll be able to accomplish it, and height will be a secondary issue.
Forest City President John Wallenstrom said today the company is interested in developing an attractive building that will house Hawaii's residents, and that he agreed with the governor. Height is secondary. The company is working with the HCDA to reach a development agreement. The HCDA says it's close to securing one. Meanwhile, the city is exploring what's needed to overhaul the aging Blaisdell Center, and that could come with a skyscraper. Plans could include a 700-foot residential tower as an enticement for prospective developers.
I'm not wedded to 700 feet or even 400 feet. I think it's what would be the most appropriate use of that site, working with our community to make sure they're comfortable with what goes there.
Now, the city has been working with the Urban Planning Institute on what's possible for the Blaisdell site. Scenarios will be laid out at a meeting 9 o'clock Friday morning at the Mission House Auditorium. Back to you, Paula.